jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Definitely, we're gonna do things a little different this live stream. No need for a countdown. Shout out to the first in the building. Man, you already know Jones Jr. on deck. Say the kid tripping. Big Bunsen Boston. I know he didn't say what I think he said, but he definitely tripping. Shall we begin? Yes, sir. Welcome to a Hot Grease Chronicles. Whatever number you want it to be, that's what it's going to be. But let me get something clear. All right, for those of you that was hitting me up, listen, I'm talking about IG. When I was on live earlier, I have not reviewed this entire audio yet. I haven't looked at the video. I haven't did any of that. I was just going strictly off what I already know with, covering T.O. and, what I know about how he be trash talking and stuff like that. I did not have the time to review it when I was talking to you all earlier, but I had the time to unpack it, listen to it, and digest it. So I want some more people to get in here before I actually start getting into, hurting Teofimo's feelings. I need just a bigger, group of people. I need more company to put this out there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my guy, man. T.O., man, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy. But he too, just like you give it, you shall receive it. That's all I'm saying, T.O. Just like you give it, you shall receive it. Period. And it's time for you to receive it from me. You know what I'm saying? And I had to really do a little bit of research and link back to who actually did the interview. And it makes all the sense. That person, he's always trying to, instigate or ignite certain topics like this. That's what he does. He's always trying to be the instigator. He loves it. He loves it. You know what I'm saying? He loves it. Well, we're going to get down to it, man. Once it gets 10 people in here, you know what I'm saying? If you get, once we get 10 people in here, we're gonna chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no bomb channel. Ain't no ragu sauce. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is with me. Y'all already know. This is going to be one of those live streams that it's not going to be extremely long, but it is going to hit all the different turns that it needs to hit and all the point of references that it needs to hit. And I'm going to explain certain things that definitely going to rub Team Lopez the wrong way. It's just mandatory that it happens. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, big shout out to, T.O. As it come down to it, one of the best weekends I ever covered a boxer. That's when I was out here in the streets. That's when I was on deck. That's when I was showing up to these fights, doing a lot of things, and I wasn't on YouTube like that. But, when everything started to show its face on YTC, people started to get familiar with who you are. That's when people start to sabotage and talk trash behind your back and kind of, ruin relationships or kind of persuade somebody. A lot of that happens on the YTC when it comes to boxer content creator relationships. And I'm like, okay, if that's the case, And you know what I'm saying? You can't go off what the work was, but you're gonna go off what a hater is trying to tell you, and you haven't experienced yourself, and you want to make it about Black Latino, then so be it. I'm not gonna try to fight for a relationship. I'm not trying to fight for to have communication, and I let my work speak for itself. I'm not going back and forth on that, man. I'm gonna let that die. For real. I'm gonna let that die. We have 7 in the building, man. We have 7 in the building. We get 10, then it's on and popping. I got some things to say about Teo. Real talk. And I know that same hater that did the interview. I know everything about what he did, what he said. I know people talk. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a pretty decent, communication with the team, but people feel the way they do because Espanol is involved. They can relate, Latino through Latino. You know what I'm saying? And then we all know the history on the YTC on the back and forth battles and, you know what I'm saying? And hardship and the feuds that go on the YTC. And then when people lock in with certain fighters, they start to talk about other content creators that may be linked up to that fighter. So you have to really be with someone who's strong enough not to take anybody else's words, and they just, allow you around the team for who you are and what they know about you. Because some people, believe it or not, they wouldn't give them people the time of day. They would just say, hey, this what I know about that person. You can't tell me anything different, and that's how we're gonna move forward. Period. Yes, we must cut the stove on. Yes, sir. If you're in the chat, please hit the like button. Yes, sir. Oh, y'all remember when you had to disassociate from Wilder for its association with General. Hopefully, Teo don't end up on the crash course. Well, he already been there. Real talk, he already been there. You know what I'm saying? I per se, as a content creator, I don't have a problem with Teo, but he's gonna get to work today. I don't have a problem with him because I've been living long enough that I've experienced worse. I experienced worse. Yeah, people can talk about the military all day long, but the military will ruin your life just like anything else. You have people step on your back just like the civilians will step on your back. You know what I'm saying? I just been living longer and experienced enough traveling the world that I understand these fighters are in a combat sport. I understand they get hit in the head. I get it. I understand these fighters want to change levels and achieve certain goals that they have as a professional boxer. I get it. But Teofimo Lopez, man, you are not at a point right now where you are excluded from criticism. You absolutely included today. April 26th, you're going to be included. After hearing what I heard, what? After hearing what I heard, man, you had another breakdown, buddy. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Teofimo Lopez having a breakdown. And if you that guy that's tuned in, you know who you are. The one I ran into in New York, the one that you was talking about content creators, this, that, and the other, and and talking all that, and then we finally bumped into each other. I don't have no problem. I already ran into you. You already know what it is. I'm not going to say your name, but I do believe straight up and down that you be instigating, especially with Latino and Black fighters. You're an instigator. You love it. And you know what? You've been like that for a long time. So that's who you are as a person. I don't have to deal with you. So, that's what it is. But I hear things. I've been told things. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad. You can have a relationship you have with whoever. It's not a problem to me. I'm just saying, if you have something to say about a content creator, tell the content creator. Because content creators have a relationship with multiple fighters. They don't need any unnecessary, you know what I'm saying, people going around talking behind their back to another fighter just so they can establish a stronger relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna make you any happier. You know who you are. So let's get down to it, man. 11 in the building. Appreciate y'all. Salute to you. So Teofimo Lopez, man. Let's get down to some audio right quick. Okay. Before I do that, big shout out to everybody that's in the building. This live stream is strictly on Teofimo Lopez, the former undisputed. I call him undisputed. I'm not here to debate with anybody on that. We on some other shit. 18-1. You know his sole loss came from George Kambosos. That's after the fight being delayed 3 times by Thriller, and ultimately they defaulted, and they put the fight on with Matchroom, supposedly. So, and remember that fight with George Kambosos was at Madison Square Garden. Pay attention. The fight he had with Pedro Campa was at the Resorts World Las Vegas. All right. The last fight he had with Sandor Martin, Madison Square Garden. Sandor Martin has not achieved what Josh Taylor has. Sandor Martin was 40-2, but he doesn't have the hype and the history and the boxing ledger of a Josh Taylor. So moving forward to Josh Taylor, he's supposed to step in there with Teofimo Lopez June 10th, 2023 at the Hulu Theater. Madison Square Garden at the Hulu Theater. Yeah, I said it. Madison Square Garden, the Hulu Theater. Now, take that in consideration with someone like Teo going in there to fight a formerly undisputed Josh Taylor, right? Who beat Jose Ramirez for the unified titles to unify the super welterweight division. That's grand, ain't it? All right. It was a point in time with Teofimo Lopez, man. It seemed like he couldn't be stopped. And WCS's own record, that's my guy. This is where a lot of stuff went down with Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney's situation. Yes, you know where I'm talking. When people want to feel some type of way because I was supporting Teofimo Lopez rather than Black Boxer. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I felt what he was doing and in the time that he did it was great. You know, title eliminator with Masayoshi Nakatani, then earning his title against a Black African, Richard Comey, in 15 fights. Yeah, he fought an African in Richard Comey, a good guy in Richard Comey. And you know who he was signed to? Top Rank. So at that point in time, Top Rank was doing their due diligence, right? Top Rank had him fight Richard Comey, a Black guy, an African, for the IBF title. He stopped him in 2 rounds. Were you complaining to Top Rank about them matching you up with Richard Comey in the championship fight? With only 14 going into that fight, with only 14 professional wins, you get a title shot. I think you do it. I think you did very well, right? So you go in there and get Richard Comey, and they give you Vasyl Lomachenko. They give you Vasyl Lomachenko after Richard Comey. It doesn't get any better than that. Somebody explained to me what shade is Vasyl Lomachenko. I forgot. You know, in my older years, sometimes it's things just, I go, I'm messing up with the color or whatever. I could have sworn Vasyl Lomachenko is a light color, more so European, you know what I'm saying? More so a white color, could be considered a Caucasian, something like that. Okay. So Teofimo Lopez had no problem fighting a pound for pound guy in Vasyl Lomachenko, right? Let's go back to uncover some things there, since Top Rank can keep the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to play the race card there, T.O., since you mad at Tank Davis's Stardom coming off this pay-per-view, let's go back before Richard Comey, Masayoshi Nakatani, Edis Tatley. I was there for that fight, T.O. I was there for that. Diego Magnolino. I was there for that fight, that T.O. I know. That whole ass nigga that interviewed you for this right here. Yeah. What was he at that time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what was he at that time? He wasn't out there covering the fight. He picked you up while you was already a champion. Anyway, let's go to Mason Menard. Was he black? Was Mason Menard black? What about William Silver? What about William Silver? Was William Silver black on Teofimo Lopez's record? Was William Silver black? Was Vitor Jones black? Was Juan Pablo Sanchez black? I'm just trying to find a black man on this. You want to talk about Rosa Parks? Nigga, you need to learn black history first. You need to know what areas that you can't talk about. Give it up for Josh Ross. Give it up for Josh Ross. His sole token black fighter on his resume. You know what I'm saying? Give it up for Teofimo fighting Josh Ross. You know what I'm saying? Josh Ross, a black fighter. Give it up. Give it up. What about Christian Santabanez? I'm gonna tell you right now, that name doesn't sound black, and I'm thinking it's not black at all. What about Ronald Rivas? Is he black? Hell no, he ain't black. Ain't no bright. No. That fighter wasn't black. Okay. What about Jorge Munguia? No, I can tell you that ain't a brother right there. I've been living long enough. That ain't a brother. What about Daniel Bastine? That's a brother. What about Ishwar Sakirios? What about Francisco Medel? So the reason why I had to bring up your resume when it comes down to black fighters, because you was talking about two Hall of Famers. You was talking about two highly decorated. Let me repeat to you, highly decorated black fighters who have achieved more than you have at this point. You said that they was D riders. You said they was D suckers. You know what I'm saying? They was basically, participating in fellatio, so to speak. That's what you said, which was highly disrespectful. Highly. But I'm looking on your record when you talking about top ranking how the black fighters. I'm looking at your record, and then I hear how you always talking about black history. I'm asking you to stand the fuck down, nigga. I don't know how many black damn maids that you have in your house, but somebody done told you you can get loose lip sometime, just like you said to Deontay Wilder, right? Then you say, stop being a bitch. I'm telling you to stop being a bitch. You told Deontay Wilder to stop being a bitch, right, T.O.? I look on your record. You barely have any brothers on your record, man. You barely have any brothers on your record. You're not even trying to fight a black fighter, but you want to act like you down with the culture and you the coolest man. Josh Ross. You know what I'm saying? You fought Josh Ross in what? Your 7th professional fight. He was 3-5-4. He's 3-5-4, right? What's up with this nigga T.O., man? Who told him he get a black pass? I done heard T.O. mention the nigga word before and everything. How and who on your record told you that you was cool? Why are y'all steadily trying to be a part of the culture, but you don't like the culture? The people who basically every time the culture is mentioned, y'all try not to give us credit for the culture, but then you turn around and become enamored and infatuated with it, and you try to get your own little twist to it so you can be more accepted in dealing with the culture. But you don't have hardly any black fighters on your resume. Tell me why that is, T.O. Where is your affirmative action? Because listen, listeners, how in the hell Teofimo Lopez is talking this black fighters, you can have the black fighters. Where did it all go wrong? Because aren't you the one on record quoting Rosa Parks? Aren't you the one that's sitting up here saying they gave the blacks the shortest month? Are you back on the meds again, T.O.? because this is where I can say I appreciate who you are back then, and I fucks with you, when I did or whatever. But you crossed the fucking line, homie. When I was up there talking to Jihad, you came up here and gave this long speech like you was the motherfucking man already. You was talking to him like, let me be your motivational freaking outlet. Let me give you a word of wisdom. You haven't been in boxing long enough to give somebody a word of wisdom. That fight that you had with Lomachenko has come and gone. You haven't fought anybody to reciprocate that performance. You know it. Why all of a sudden it seems like that you want to play the race card? It seems like that you feel some type of way about the brothers. WCS has been on record as saying, black fighters, how can we get another face up here other than Floyd Mayweather? Because the conversation is all about Floyd Mayweather back then. Who's going to be the next fighter? Who did I say, y'all? Those of you that follow me, who did I say? I say Teofimo is going to end up being the face of boxing behind Canelo if nobody else does anything. Because at that time, I didn't see anybody really jumping out to make a move, the level change. I didn't see it. But Teofimo, I'm quite disappointed in you, bro. You coming off as one of those guys who's been playing the role for a long time. You've been hanging with the brothers. I'm one of the only content creators. While that hoe ass nigga that did the interview, I don't know where the fuck some of these dudes was back then, but I'm one of the only ones to cover you and the wife and got personal pictures with you and your fiance back then. Yeah, me. I guess at the time I was just a photographer following you around, and you felt like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't feel that way. I felt I was doing my job, though. You know what I'm saying? I felt I was doing my job. But y'all hold on for a second. I'm about to hold on for a second. I'm about to show you something. I'm about to show y'all something as to why Teofimo Lopez is feeling the way he is. And shout out to Tank. Listen, it's difficult. Listen to me, y'all. It's difficult to get genuine love from a team as a boxer. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there, right? It's difficult to have a team that is already put together, that's on the come up, to trust media, to really have you get the inside scoop, just like what's going on with Shaw News. That team has been developed, and then they have allowed me to cover Jihad Tucker, which is going to be a future world champion, right? Then you look at YSM. YSM is embedded with Boots Ennis, who's going to be a future world champion. He's there. Ain't nobody going to take that spot from him. It ain't no way in hell. I don't mind certain people that's in the camps. Like Tank has his own photographer, his own media dude that follow him everywhere. That's what's supposed to be. You're supposed to somehow build a team, but it gets difficult for outside media to cover. There's a lot of black media that's out here trying to cover these fighters, and it gets difficult, especially if they got a primary person. Tio had his rise to fame. He did. He had 2 fights back to back, and I was the one that was up here bigging you up. I was commending you, brother. I was giving you all the accolades in the world. But somehow something ain't going right. I'm not gonna blame it on mental illness either. You know what I'm saying? It's really sounding like, Tio, that you playing this black Latino race card. It's like you're trying to attempt to treat black people like we're second. You know what I'm saying? We're second or third when it comes to the pecking order. Where did you get this mentality from? All of a sudden you see Tank up here getting all this damn energy that you was getting when you beat Lomachenko. I was even giving you that energy. Now that you haven't looked as good and people are doubting that you as good as you was when you fought Lomachenko, And they try to say that you're not stable and you got all this personal stuff going on. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that, T.O. But I know you've been on record saying some reckless, defamatory type shit. You always got criticism for fighters, man. You would talk shit about fighters, but yet you would talk about how religiously in tune you are, brother. You always talk about God. Which God are you talking about? Are we talking about the effigy? Are we talking about God spelled backwards? Which God are you speaking about? Because who up there, whatever idolatry that you're trying to associate yourself or attach yourself with, who gave you that right to sit up here and dive into Black history? And in the process of diving into Black history, you try to pretend like you know more about the Black man. The same shit we're criticized for right here in this lifetime, you're acting the same way as those individuals that at one point in time in their life wore the hood. And they don't even wear the hood no more. They just go around letting you know the hood is still there, but they're just not using it as a tire when they walk around in public. You're trying to act like you're educating us on something. And all of a sudden, your fight is in June. We're about to go into May. And you want to put this information out there right outside Tank Davis's pay-per-view numbers. I got it. So let me show you something. Let me show you why Teofimo Lopez is so angry. Let me show you why this dude is so angry. Because he's showing a side of him that's probably been there for quite some time. But until he was able to reach a certain level, he just kept it wrapped up all nice and tight. Right? In the meanwhile, I'm going to let you listen to some audio. And this is the audio. Thankfully, someone screen recorded it, right? And this is the audio of him, I guess, feeling angry. You feel me? Teofimo was feeling angry about some things. He felt that Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley wasn't kissing his Latino ass. Yeah. I guess he didn't like the comments that Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley, Hall of Famers, was saying about him when he was looking like trash against Sandor Martin. I guess he felt some type of way. He was butthurt about it. That's pretty much what it was, right, T.O.? You got to admit, though, the fight didn't live up to expectations. That was your second fight at 140. It just didn't live up to expectations. You've been in boxing. You talk about how and what you achieved doing boxing up to this point. So, goddamn it, you should have thick skin when that hoe go back and relay the message to you and say, hey, man, so-and-so was over there. You don't do another interview with him. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do another interview. It's a damn good reason why he's feeling the way he's feeling, man. It's a good damn reason why T.O. has gotten comfortable around Black people. He didn't always used to be this way. When I first met him back at MGM Grand, man, he was cool. That infamous meeting between him and Devin Haney, that's before all the titles. I don't know why all these other niggas that joined in after he got his stardom. But I was there several times, covering him in Texas for the entire fight. Did the ring walk. He's the only fighter I ring walked, out there with Teofimo Lopez and the team. Sure did. Back in the locker room, I don't have no hatred towards his family or him. But T.O., you on some bullshit right now, nigga. Real talk. When you get on that bullshit, T.O., don't start talking about other people having security around and all this other shit. Like, dude, if you're trying to insinuate that Tank Davis has a lot of security around him, but he ain't like that in real life, then you're no different than Ryan Garcia, bro. You fucking blind as hell. If you think you're gonna walk up and think that Just because somebody has security around them or not, that it's going to be any different than what it was if they had security. If you find Tank by himself, walking by himself, just say, I seen him. I have, as a content creator, I have seen him with only one person with him one time. I have the receipts. I have witnessed that at the MGM. I witnessed it. He only had one dude with him. Now, whatever Teofimo Lopez was trying to insinuate, he on some dumb shit. Maybe it was because he was working out. He said it was thundering. And you say it was storming out there, right? And they cut the lights off. What does that tell you? That might be where your career is headed. They cut the lights off on you, and you made it seem like they was trying. Oh man, they cut the lights off, but I had to keep on. I had to get my other lap. Hey, bro, that's all good. But maybe that was a message to you. Those guys you're talking about, maybe they come from the ground floor up instead of from up down to us. Maybe the ones you're talking about, right? They come from the darkness into the light, and then they return to the darkness. That's probably what that freaking workout was. You know what I'm saying? They was letting you know what type of person you are. I'm just saying. That's what I'm gathering. Listen to this audio, y'all. Listen to this audio right quick.
Hey, at the fighters meeting, I dissed Andre Ward and Timothy Grant in front of ESPN production and all of them for all their affiliation and corruption that they do. Yeah. What happened? I put more weight on my back, and all they was talking about right away when I slipped in the first knockdown they called. I slipped. They called it right away with the ground and said he hurt. Mm-hmm. So I don't sugarcoat shit. All these motherfuckers dick ride and they suck dick. Sorry for my language. No. But that is the problem. I don't ride off that. Yeah. And just to even put it more on this fight, this is my last fight on ESPN. Oh, dick. Because this is no longer. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is why this fight means everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. I brought Bud Light to top rank. Hey, at the fighters meeting.
So pretty much, Teofimo Lopez stepped out on a leap of faith to, be impulsive and go out here to the general public and let them know what's bothering him. All of a sudden, prior to April 22nd, there was none of this. On April 22nd, there was no signs of how much, tension he had built up, right? April 23rd, nope, not even. All of a sudden this week, with all the news and speculation and people just waiting for the numbers to come out. Everybody talking about, oh my God, Tank, he the face of boxing. He's this, he done changed level. He's a new cash cow. Everybody's talking about the fight. And I know Tio is looking at it like, I beat Vasil Lomachenko to kind of change levels. He beat Ryan Garcia. Yeah, that's the great thing about it. It's the great thing. He did something different. And he even went in higher. You know why? Because you never did pay-per-view numbers like that, Tio. I think you're jealous. And I think you kind of reminded me of a drunken man's words is a sober man's thoughts. It seems like you have some problems with black people when it comes down to it. Really. That's probably the main reason why you didn't get Devin to fight. Y'all was going back and forth. They was getting nasty. You was getting nasty. And you showed them, I heard you. You showed them pretty much to say, you at my mercy. It depends on what I do. You can't force me to do this. I know you want the opportunity, but I'm going to show you that you're a peasant. I'm going to show you I'm making the calls. And what he do? He picked his mandatory, George Cambozo. Am I saying he didn't have a right to pick George? He could do what he want. He had the belts. He picked George Cambozo, and there was a cherry pick gone wrong. Now, I'm not going to double back on what I said. I felt that, of course, he wasn't 100% medically clear, but he stuck in there. He had heart. He went in there and did what he had to do. But that's not what we're talking about today. I want to know what's going on with the hate. It seems like, all the other times you made those comments, especially with Wilder, I was like, why have you made these comments toward black fighters the way you do? I'm not here to defend, as if I ain't said nothing. I haven't been on here, cooking up some hot grease on people. I'm not saying I haven't. But for you there, T.O., you told Top Rank that they can have the black fighters. They can have the black fighters. I want y'all to listen to another piece of audio with T.O. This is when I was interviewing Jahad Tucker, right? I was interviewing Jahad Tucker. And T.O. Hold on for a second, y'all. I want you to listen to some audio when I was interviewing Jahad Tucker. And T.O. took it upon himself to intervene when the interview wasn't about T.O. It wasn't for T.O. It was for the rising star in Jahad Tucker, right? And T.O. took it upon himself to intervene and provide wisdom to Jahad. Now, this could have went left really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? If Teofimo Lopez would have been in a higher division, this could have been went left really quick. But Jahad was up there, he was listening, smiling, took a picture and did everything. But listen to how big of an ego T.O. has. Vice, what you're hearing now with his crying, and this is the last fight on ESPN, and they're dick riding, they're doing this, they're that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. You want to let us know that you speak your mind, but you criticizing Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward for doing the exact thing that you say you do. You say you carrying things on your back, and you don't bite your tongue and all that. Then why are you mad that they saying you was hurt? They have a job just like you do. Listen in, people.
Come on. I like it though because not a lot of people are willing to come into that. You know what I'm saying? He's doing that already now. Imagine when he
So he's talking about what we already know about Jahad, right? He's talking about how confident Jahad is, and the video that went viral, and his combination, and how he slipped, his opponent's left, and waved him back in. The opponent came and he obliged him with another combinational set. He was commending him, complimenting him on that. You know what I'm saying? He was complimenting. But you got to watch T.O. Is he being absolutely genuine? You know what I'm saying? Sincere. Listen in.
Got you back. You got you in your bag the last time. I watched it.
Yo, I'm gonna tell him something though. Hey, if I give you anything, G, as long as you Jahad Tucker, not Mayweather, not Teofimo, nothing, G, everybody gonna come for you.
What did he say? Long as you're Jahad Tucker and not Mayweather or Teofimo, let me clear some things up there, brother, because I think you believe your hands have been casted in the Hall of Fame. No, that was Terrence Crawford. That wasn't you, that T.O. Let's get some things clear, okay? Jahad Tucker already has his own style. It was cool that you dropped in and even showed love. I'm not speaking for the team. I'm not. I'm just speaking about my interview. It's okay. I have no problem with you stopping in and showing love, man. But his fighting style is nowhere close to yours, especially coming off that Sandor Martin performance. Nowhere even close. Nowhere even close. And then one thing I can say, no one can sit up here and speak on Jahad Tucker and say, you know what, he remind me of Floyd Mayweather. Nobody.
Sponsorship, endorsements. See, now I'm able to live off my endorsements, and now tomorrow's check is going to be invested somewhere else. But I had to learn at 25, you feel me? But I had to learn from, buying stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And
so he had to learn at 25, but Jahad's only 20. maybe if you would have known that, you wouldn't be telling him what you did all that time. You know what I'm saying? He's only 20 years old. He hadn't even reached what you've reached yet. He just earned his 10th professional fight. But this is all about Teofimo Lopez, though. He's giving wisdom to the youngin that's on the rise. You know what I'm saying? The sensation Jaha took. He's giving wisdom. He think he's been around the game long enough to be for somebody to emulate him. What?
You got to take care of it because boxing is going to open more doors. You feel me? That's what happened before. They open more doors. Just take that in.
I appreciate it.
Like, if anybody left the blueprint, it was Floyd.
True. I heard you. I was
You know what I'm
listening.
saying? He just did it his way.
Well, yeah, you guys still do your way.
You got to just do it your way.
Yeah.
And when you authentic on that side, then that's your own wave. That's your own trend. And then everybody going to follow that. But then they're going to be like, well, where they grab that shit from? Oh, Jihad. And then the big boys, like Rain or the billionaire companies, they're going to come right to you. And then Disney going to watch you and be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, that's why I'm going to this.
That's why I'm going to this.
Yeah, because if anybody actually really knows, I don't think y'all really know this, but I do my research. Do your research. Look back. When they say go back to the future, it really means go back to the times of the past. Or, you know, Malcolm X, all them boys. Yeah. Martin.
Bingo. Well. I did not know we had a time traveler in my presence. I knew it was a time and place every time that guy Teofimo Lopez was in my presence, that my voice changed. For real. I say, what is this? A remake of the Django? Because I'm on the horse, if anything. If I'm going to play anything, I'm on the motherfucking horse. I won't be in no fields. Teofimo Lopez feel comfortable. Look, we're bringing up black leaders, black activists, man. What is wrong with you? Stop it, bro. How are you on a channel over there where a person would never highlight black activists, civil rights leaders, but you do? But I guess you've all since given it up because you mentioned Malcolm X in here, but yet in another conversation you mentioned Rosa Parks, right? And then you took a shot at the blacks and said, we got the shortest month of the year. No, we don't got anything. And we don't got anything. It's not like black people was asking for February. It's not like schools take that time to pay homage to Black History Month and everything like that. They're pretty much trying to phase that out. But for you to use it as a punchline, for you to use it as disrespect to blacks, to try to insinuate that we always get the short end of the stick. That just goes to show you what type of time you're on that, T.O. You know what I'm saying? You're on the race car time right now. You're trying to build up something. Now this is what I thought initially when I said it, when I heard you say, and I was thinking about that shit. Like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? And so I was thinking about it. I said, well, if he saying this is the last fight on ESPN, Tank Davis just finished knocking out Ryan Garcia. The only other look, I'm putting this out there first. The only other fight that can potentially, well, don't let me tell you. This is straight from the team themselves. And shout out to Team Davis. Let me show you something right quick. The official numbers are about 1.6 million buys. That's what people stealing in Pirates about. So yeah, Tank is the face. He earned it. People, you have to process this information, man. Are you trying to tell me, T.O., that all of a sudden you want to talk about how you don't like blacks? You know what I'm saying? How you know, you want to quote the great Rosa Parks, who was basically there for us, black people. You know what I'm saying? She was there for us. But you're using it in a sense to throw mud at the black people. You want to sit up here and throw insults at the black people as if we don't know our own history. Like we're not walking according to what our civil rights activists was fighting for back in the day. You're on some bullshit, basically. And I think it's all about this. What I think this is about. Teo say this is his last fight on ESPN with Josh Taylor. The only other fight that can break these numbers with Ryan Garcia is if Gervonta Davis fight Teofimo Lopez. Look, listen to me. Listen to me. Just hear me out. Gervonta Davis fight Teo at 140. Right? Gervonta fights Teofimo Lopez. And being that Gervonta just got off a fight and Teo's about to go in there, Teo wins the championship. If Gervonta Davis and Teofimo is on some black and Latino shit already from Teo and build up this, this rivalry, this contentiousness. I'm just giving you my overlay. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm putting it out there saying point blank period. If Gervonta fights Teo and Teo talking stupid the way he is, trying to make this a black Latino thing, that will break Ryan Garcia and Gervonta's numbers. Easy. I'm putting it out there. Easy. Just like a layup. If Teo stays on his rah shit and try to be defiant and low key, trying to build up one of the biggest fights to get paid too, after seeing Ryan Garcia do what he was able to do with Tank, you think over there at PBC, they won't set up Gervonta Davis and Teofimo Lopez at 140 for a chip, and it breaks those numbers? It would shatter those numbers, bro. Easy. Because Teo has a much larger resume than Ryan Garcia. Now we're talking about Tank, 3-weight world champion. Now we're talking about lightweight world champion, 2-weight world champion, Teo, 135, 40. 30, 35, 40. It would break the numbers that you see right up here on the screen. Easy. Y'all know it will. But if that is the angle that Teo is trying to take immediately for a potential fight at the end of 2023, then I know that's a conspiracy. That's a hypothetical, theoretical, whatever you want to call it. But you have to understand, boxing, it always has storylines like that behind the scene. They always trying to puppetize us, the consumer. They always look for new ways to try to set records. Boxing is trying to revive itself, people. This fight right here has somewhat revived. You know why? Because the numbers that you're looking at, what did it say right there? With people stealing and pirating. You're trying to tell me they did over 1 million, primarily Tank, in the midst of people was talking about, oh man, it's just piracy. Even myself, I say, well, they can't really put the bar of what Mayweather did because you have way more technology now. You have fire sticks. You have many other ways to pirate. But you're trying to convince me, right, that there is a way. There is a way in boxing for fighters to reach new levels, new heights. Tank and Ryan Garcia, they pretty much proved it. So if Teo is on some pre-planning type shit to try to damn build up some type of black versus Latino hate against him, and then all of a sudden he somehow, link up to fight Gervonta. Gervonta Davis is 28. And it's at a point right now where he has to continue to what? Outdo what he did before. And if he's making money while he's performing and getting these grade level freaking pay-per-view numbers, why not continue to extend it? What better fight to do it? Nobody at lightweight is going to generate numbers that him and Teo would do. But I'm just putting that out there. I need to keep this hot grease on Teo, for the bullshit that he's talking. Because he need to stop using black activists and civil rights leaders like you got the green okay, like you got the check mark. You really need to shut the fuck up. Nigga, you walking around here like you got the black cheat code or something. You know what I'm saying? Who black in your family, first of all? Who black in your family?
Martin Luther King, you know, his quote was this: out of a mountain of despair, a stone of hope. So we gotta keep that. The dream still lives on. We can't be fooled by what they're trying to push on us. We can't, you know, they're retaliating on that sense, and we emotional, right? We real emotional. Feel me? Y'all got some.
Who is we? I don't understand what this nigga talking about. Who is we though? Who is we? Are you talking about the minorities? Because you ain't black. Like, who is we, T.O.? Who is we, bro? I don't get. Any one of y'all get what he's talking about? We? You're mentioning Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. You're mentioning Rosa Parks. You mentioned February. You mentioned all this. Like, you really pay attention to Black history, bro. Like, you putting all these quotes out there for what, though? And the crazy part about it, you're talking to another black man. So what are you trying to do? You trying to educate Jahai, or you trying to make it seem like you this Black history savant, this future Black leader of America? You're gonna run for office someday. I'm just giving you a little sound bite, just so you can have it for your archives. And then when you see my name running for office, you'll know where it came from.
Hold on as a chip, you know, 400 years of that. Feel me? I actually got it 1916. I got it marked on me. Yeah. So just what if I could say anything, it's just go back to the future. And
did this dude say 400 years? Is T.O. a brother? His wife don't look black. His kids don't look black. Daddy don't look black. Mama don't look like a sister. She don't look black. What is going on with these dudes, man? Like, dude, we some special people, man. Shout out to Black people. I don't need no permission to talk to my people. I have no idea what the fuck T.O. is at right now. Real talk. He's saying we. When I look at all these movies like Roots, Kunta Kinte didn't look like T.O. to me. And then when they was beating him and everything, he still didn't, you know, how they say beat him to the white meat. I still didn't see a dude out there that looked like T.O. Any slave movie out and sing, I didn't see a dude out there looking like T.O. What are you talking about, we, nigga? Like, come on, man. You're not in the right brain length right now. What's going on with this dude? I'm like, dude, you're talking about what you got tatted on you. Why do you have that tatted on your body? Why is Black people such an influence to you? And you supposed to be Honduran? Ain't you from Honduras?
watch how everything's enough. Be yourself. Be yourself. And that's why they hate it. And that's why they X'd all of them out. Because they hate it. Because everybody want power, but great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So you got to hold that without trying to, no thug life, no none of that life. Yes, just be you. I've had people.
Hold up, people. I got to speak to my Black people in there. How many of you all have been a part of Tupac's thug life? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be honest. I knew about bad behavior long before Tupac got thug life tatted on his chest. Real, I knew about juvenility long before an artist put thug life on Tupac. So Tio is talking about thug life. Can somebody in the chat help me understand what thug life is? Isn't that such a freaking antiquated term to be using at this point? Thug life. You remember when they used to compare certain pictures, certain people, they'll see a Black man, they say, oh, he's a thug. And then when the Trayvon Martin situation went around with the hoodie, you know, the young Floridian who was killed by George Zimmerman, all of a sudden, people want to look at Black men with hoodies on, and they actually try to feel some type of way about it. Talking about, oh man, the schools are going through changes. You can no longer wear this piece of clothing because it may incite. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. T.O., we're not buying the thug life bullshit, bro.
Trust me, and I'm like, hey, hold on, chill, man. You can have that. I ain't no tough guy. You can have that. You know, you be a tough guy in that ring and let it be known what's up. Yeah, I'm that. But then when you get out that ring, bro, they can touch all of us whenever they want. Shit, they know where I live. So you can't. No one is untouchable. And I don't want them to hurt my guys, you know what I'm saying? Because I got nothing but love for all of you. It's all one love.
Appreciate that love, T.O. Appreciate you, G.
Because he already got the skills. All he needs now is just that to balance that IQ around the area. And when you down, go.
He said Jahai got the skills, but he just need the IQ, the balance that around the areas. Like, he's one of the most look. I guess T.O. is not understanding. He contradicting himself. He said, "Be yourself," right? So when Jahai be talking to the cameras and people, and Timothy Bradley and everybody else, I guess that's what Teofimo Lopez is telling him. He said, "You got the skills, but you just need to learn how to balance it." I know I told you to be yourself in the beginning and not Floyd Mayweather or Teofimo Lopez, but you need to stop talking to people while you're fighting. You're doing great. You got the skills, but stop talking and having conversations to those who are in their living rooms. You're scaring the kids. That's that thug life they was talking about. You're not going to get sponsorship. Yeah. Tia, what the fuck you talking about, bro? I'm serious. You're confusing a lot of people but me. You're up here telling this man to be himself 1 minute, but then you're trying to say he got the skills that's definitely paying off in the ring, right? And then you say you just have to go around these areas right here. What areas you talking about? You know, the little stuff you be doing in the ring. You be talking to the camp. You got to chill, man. Yeah. Oh, so this is the person who's trying to say you're skillful and it doesn't blend in with boxing IQ. But this is a guy to be showboating in the ring more than Jahai Tucker, and also hitting a backflip and doing all this other, you know, the dances that he used to do post-fight after his opponent is laid out on the canvas. The same thing he did when he knocked out Diego Magdaleno. He was dancing around, and Jesse Magdaleno, his brother, came in there and tried to fight him because he felt like he was showboating and not showing sportsmanship. T.O. on some loose-ended type shit, bro. He still got some motherfucking maturity to do.
Somewhere, don't. If your mom or pops is around, listen to them. You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be other people around trying to be like, "Yo, I got you. What you need?" Because they know that you're weak right now. If you're on your weak side, you're a little bit sad. Those are the ones you gotta be careful. Because they're the ones that be saying like, "Yo, they just trying to grab a bag off them." You know what I'm saying? Like
Listen. I'm trying not to laugh at this shit, but man, Tio, you need to shut the fuck up, bro. Look, I really wasn't even paying too much attention when you was talking. I was just holding the camera because I was ready to go eat. But you know, every time I listen to this, it just gets worse and worse as it go along. The reason why I'm saying that, bro, like what the fuck are you talking about? It makes no fucking sense what you was explaining to this young man. If you're trying to act like you're the older, you know what I'm saying, and you know you're the older boxer by a little bit, you're still young, but you're trying to provide wisdom. You're talking as if Jahai is a disruptive individual outside the ring. And then you're talking about, oh, when you're at your saddest point, people gonna try to say, I need a bag. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody getting a bag with that team without certain people understanding where the money's going. I can tell you that, dog. Dude, I don't know what the hell T.O. was talking about. You sound dumb as hell, man. Ain't nobody's about to go get no bag. Jahai ain't about to hand out no money. They trying to work up to the point where they can get that bag, that plush bag. They're trying to get to have fights like this right here. This is the reason why T.O. is angry, because Gervonta Davis is getting all the shine right now. Period. Point blank. Look at, you're trying to tell me somebody has broken. Look. It's going to be people out here talking about conspiracy theories, bro. This is the reason why T.O. is acting the way he's acting. When they said that Black Baltimore's own, the one that Teofimo Lopez has criticized too. You got to understand how these Latinos think about, some of these Latino boxers think about blacks, right? They always go to the intelligent part. First of all, they say, we're bilingual. We can talk Spanish and English. And they ain't lying. You know, a lot of them they learn English. They learn 2 languages. I ain't mad at them. I got Latino in my family, right? Check this out. So when it comes down to them using the word dumb and you know, trying to act like you're unintelligent, you're stupid, you're illiterate, they mean that shit. That's when it gets personal. They mean that. That's what you know Ryan Garcia was talking about. And Tio has made some thoughts, you know, some comments like that. You know what I'm saying, towards black fighters. But if you look on his resume, you can see why. The man barely has any black American fighters on his entire resume. His entire resume, he barely have any black fighters, y'all. That's a fact. But yet he's trying to sit up here and talk about wisdom with 18 victories, 1 defeat. He's trying to talk to Jihad like Jihad is some amateur coming up. He's trying to talk to that man like he's some amateur coming up. I mean, I don't know if he happened, but did Teofimo comment and give a freaking fire emoji or anything with all the videos that was circulating after Jihad's last fight? I don't know, but I can tell you what he mad at. I can tell you this: he's mad at Tank being told that he's the face of boxing, and Tank saying absolutely. He's hot. Tio's hot. Look, Tio's hot, man. Him and his dad probably called us all sorts of niggas behind that. God damn it, them niggas. Man, he was just calling us all sorts of N-words behind the scene, man. I'm telling you, they was super upset, man. Because how can he fight somebody that haven't even achieved and wasn't on the pound for pound list? Did Tio ever ask himself when he thought the dog out top rank, how people was treating him when he went in there and beat Lomachenko? Were you saying that Bob Arum wasn't a good person then? You know what I'm saying? Because I know you had some friction back there. That's why you did what you did. That's why you negotiated your purse, right? And that's why you went the purse bid also. You know what I'm saying? That's why you went the purse bid for the Kambosos fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you felt some type of way about the pay, and I commended you for doing that for your pay. But Tank Davis right now is doing something that you probably would never do in your life unless you are in the ring with him, brother. You're not going to be able to do these numbers with a Ryan Garcia there, Tio. Tank has already did it. You ain't the only one mad, Tio. You just the only one that's speaking up right now. You're the only one that's being vocal about it. It's other people out here that's feeling some type of way about this. But let me remind you, Tio, what I just said. The only fighter right now in the next 3 years that can get you this type of numbers and that type of money is Tank Davis. Period. That's who. If you choose to fight anybody at 140, you would not do the numbers. You ain't gonna get it with Regis. You're not gonna get those numbers with Josh Taylor, Subriel Matias, Rolly, nobody. You're not gonna be able to do it, brother. So maybe you can channel Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and all these black leaders, Jesse Jackson, and find a way on how you can attract more blacks to the stage, more Latinos. If you can find the dynamic to bring the black fan base and the Latino fan base to the ring, you and Tank will shatter these numbers right here. But I already know that Tank already did it with a guy, with a boxer who's never did a pay-per-view there, Tio. I have been on record and said that, hey, Tio's going to be the next face of boxing if the black fighters don't wake up. If y'all don't wake up and y'all continue to chase the Latino fighters, you will always be playing catch up. I said that. I said it. I'm on record as saying it. I say, why do you have 2 twins and a Spence all calling out Canelo? Because he's a cash cow. Why aren't they calling out a black fighter to make that bag? Why? Because there's not any around to make that type of money. You have people that's over here saying black fighters don't sell. So, okay, since black fighters don't sell, this is a perfect example with Teofimo Lopez. He didn't want to fight Devin Haney because he thought Devin don't sell. You look on his resume, Josh Ross is one of the only brothers on his resume outside of Richard Comey. How is that? How are you out here kicking Black History Month to black people? Let me give you a word of advice, brother. That's something we don't like. We don't like people from, other races coming and trying to damn speak Black history us and talking about you got tats as if you telling us, hey, follow me. Hey, follow me. That's all you need to do. If you want to be a better Black African American in life, follow me, man. I'll do my research. I can quote you this, I can quote you that. And they trying to act like, well, how you consider yourself Black and you can't even quote any of the famous sayings from your civil rights leaders. I did. I even got it. So return to the future. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, yo, they just trying to grab a bag off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a tree of life. If anybody ever do that, same, you know what I'm saying? Where does money grow off of? Trees. So don't focus on the money. Don't focus on the money.
We're going to pull up.
Remember that. Everybody around P.O. was being respectful. Respectful. Real talk. Even his pops, even Jahaz's pops, Coach Tucker, he was being respectful. You know what I'm saying? But T.O. say he's a tree of life. Where does money come from? And I'm not mad when T.O. say he's a tree of life. He believes that in his sport that doesn't have a retirement plan, you have to make as much money as possible. At that point, and still to now, listen to it. I'm not mad that he said he's the tree of life. It's just another way to say you're making money. You're doing something right to make money. He is signed to Bud Light. But listen to this rant again, right? Listen to this rant again. And listen to what he said.
Hey, at the fighters meeting, I dissed Andre Ward and Timothy Brett in front of ESPN production and all of them for all their affiliation and corruption that they do. Yeah. What happened? I put more weight on my back, and all they was talking about right away when I slipped in the first knockdown they called, I slipped. They called it right away with the ground and said he hurt. Mm-hmm. So I don't sugarcoat shit. All these motherfuckers dick ride and they suck dick. Sorry for my language. No. But that is the problem. I don't ride off that. Yeah. And just to even put it more on this fight, this is my last fight on ESPN. Oh. Shit. Because this is no longer, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is why this fight means everything to me.
T.O. want to put it out there and take the attention off Tank Davis's numbers. I see you. I wonder who you gonna sign with, PBC. Hey, pay attention. You think he about to sign with Matchroom? Who he's gonna fight over there? He gonna be a free agent? He's gonna try to do what Crawford tried to do. He's gonna try to do what Roy Jones was doing back in the day. This is his last fight on ESPN. Aren't y'all curious as to where he's gonna sign? Aren't y'all curious? Those of you that's tuned in the chat and hit the like button. Aren't y'all curious about where T.O. is gonna sign? I would be, because boxing always trying to play these games of the black magic, man, the carnival affair, the hocus pocus. They always have situations going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That's why when the YTC, they try to act like they know every step of the way. They don't. Yeah, it's people that got phone numbers. I got phone numbers of people in damn near every promotion. That don't mean I'm gonna jump on here and try to put everything that they say. Some things is just for general conversation. But when it comes down to it, what do you think he's gonna sign? They have conversations all behind closed doors. They always trying to see if this fight does this, then let's see where that goes. If this is his last fight at ESPN, where is he going, people? Seriously, where is he going? Have y'all asked yourself that? Where's Teofimo going? He gonna try to be the next dance partner for Tank Davis? Because that is the only person right now within range as far as weight classes for Gervonta to break those numbers that he did. Teo's the only one. Seriously, he is the only one. I don't see anybody else. Who else within 30, 35, 40 will break these numbers? Give me a name. Give me a name at 140. Who? It's only one person. Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis. But right now, it's Gervonta Davis. You know, it's him. He at the top. These numbers are incredible. These numbers are incredible. With the pirating issues that everybody was complaining about, saying it'll be impossible for this to be that. This right here was from Tank's team. I got this strictly from Tank's team, man. Apart from everything that went on out there, man, the biggest success of the night is Tank got the victory, knocked out Ryan, and the numbers, the aftermath of the numbers. Y'all should be sitting up here, if y'all true boxing fans, talking about how this changes the game. This pay-per-view model that they're talking about is not dead, bro. It's not dead. Don't get mad because Tank was able to do it. I mean, what about the Canelo situation? Y'all say Canelo can go to any promotion, right? And get a one-fight deal, scoop up the bag, and bounce, right? Okay, don't get mad if this is the case with Tank fighting whoever he chooses to fight and get the bag. If Canelo can go fight somebody who they gave a promissory note to, and he fight him coming off a loss 2 years later, whatever, and y'all don't have a problem with it, then don't feel no type of way saying that the Tank ain't fought nobody. It is a business, man. Business. Boxing is a business. How you gonna make your money? That's the only thing I pretty much agreed with T.O.N. at the end of his thing. He considers himself a tree of life. His tree of life is not for other people to see him as a tree of life. He believes that if it's about making money, he can go make the money. He is a money attraction. He can find a way for himself to generate money. Well, guess what? Tank feels that he's a tree of Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's feels that he's a tree of pay-per-view. Let me get to some of these freaking chats, man. And I will not be able to get to all of you, but appreciate y'all pulling up. I am going to take a peek and skim through this. I'm going to skate just like I used to back in the day when we used to go to goddamn Golden Glider Cascade down here in the A and put on the blades, put on the wheels rather, and skate. Shout out to my guy Shot News and Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shot in the building. Let me see what they're talking about. Okay, I got some juice. I got some juice going on. You know what this? Let me see. What's this right here? We holding him to the fire. I'm team member of those black fighters he was talking about over there. I think Tio was just frustrated with his pay. No, Coco, we can't. Shout out to Coco and Day. I know we can't say what he was frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, a lot of people are frustrated with Tank for a lot of things. But when it comes to these numbers, are you frustrated with the numbers? Are you frustrated with the numbers? 2 fights in 4 months? Plus, I think Tio might be jealous of how the takeover is now all the black fighters. Huh? Before, the only takeover was really Tio once he beat Loma. Now he got to share the spotlight with so many guys. It's not a lot of black fighters taking over anything. It's just they're building their resume. They're building up their portfolio. I don't know about black fighters taking over anything right now. Like, we have to build up. We have to continue to climb and win and get some notoriety. But how's that going to happen? We got to make sure the quota of us Latino fighters are in the surplus for us to build fights, because we sure enough ain't fighting each other. Let's see if Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis fight, because all these black fighters talk about fighting each other, but all they fight is Latinos, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Blacks ain't fighting blacks when it comes to making money. We're not getting what we used to get back in the day. Where's Ali Frazier? Where's all them matchups? Hagler Hearns. They pay him a lot less for the Loma fight. They paying Devin Haney up to 2.5 times more. Well, for the Loma fight, it was on pretty much free TV. And supposedly he got $2 million guarantee and whatever else was in it. So he had to negotiate that fight for the Lomachenko. We know that. He had to negotiate. And then he had to go to purse bid. So you can't really say he got paid. I mean, Loma, they paid Devin Haney up to 2.5 times more because, Triller had won the purse bid for 6.1, didn't he? It just never went to the ring. Floyd swooped in, stopped that. And then they try to set it up for another date, stop that. It never came to fruition. It never materialized, man. It's not just Tio on Top Rank. It's too much going on over there. And Tio ain't the apple of everyone's eye over there. Well, Tio, out of all the guys you mentioned, he's accomplished more. Let's be honest. He's accomplished more when it comes to a single division. But if you want to talk about Shakur Stevenson, he is a 2-weight world champion, former unified at 130. He is legit, but Shakur just came to 135. You know what I'm saying? He just came to 135, but he was a legitimate unified champion at 130. But truth be told, man, it's all about Tank Davis numbers, bro. It's all about Tank Davis numbers, man. Dang, T.O., tell us how you really feel. He's a tree of life there, Andrew. He's telling black people about their history and getting tattoos, like he's educating another black man that was standing in front of him. No, just keep it boxing. Just keep it boxing. Tell the man what you like, what he's doing, how he's shining in there. Tell him, critique him, pros and cons, whatever you want to do. But don't start talking about black history and, when you're sad and people coming for a bag and all that. Like he's just going, okay, who are you again? My name Ty Dollar. What you want? A bag? Okay, Ty Dollar. Since your name Ty Dollar, I'm gonna give you high dollar. How much you want? What was your last purse? It was 30,000. Okay. I ain't gonna ask for much. Just give me about $7,000 out of that. You know what I'm saying? Just that's it. Man, come on, bro. Looking back on it, that shit probably wasn't genuine. Tio probably said that to Jihad because the cameras was on. Probably so. I don't doubt it. I'm not doubting it, bro. Oh, once he was on the wave. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? That's a good point. Tio did jump on that wave though, but people were shitting on Jihad because he missed weight. You know what I'm saying? But they knew. AB, what's good? Tio shouldn't have said black. He should have just said the Top Rank is pushing Devin and Shakur more than him. Hey, Devin is already established and he's already locked into a fight. It's no pushing him. That was a part of the agreement when Cambosis, his Ludabella didn't have a network. They had to find somebody. He burned the bridge over there at the PBC. He couldn't go over there to the match room. He had to go to Bob Arum. So if you go into Bob Arum and he knows you're in need, then guess what? He's gonna tell you what he wants, and that's what it is. It's been said time and time again. Team Haney was trying to call out Javante and all this other shit. And the question was asked, can you get out of the contract? And the answer was no. Okay? That's because Bob locked that in. You get 2 fights in Australia, You know, because we're gonna give Kambosos a rematch, and you're gonna get the lower end of the purse value in those fights, and then you're gonna have room to negotiate when you fight Loma. Big dog, what's good? So I'll read your comment. He said, now you pocket watching official numbers that are out. Pocket watching what 2 fighters did on the main event. Pocket watching. But I hate it when Spence fans do that. I hate it when Spence fans talk about, oh, just take what they give you. Learn how to be the challenger. Shut up. Humble yourself. Take less money. Oh, you talking about that? Are you talking about that? Or you just over here on the ghost account? I got you. I don't think you pay attention to the channel too often. I think you're just one of these people who came on the ghost account and want attention. They better start paying attention to the small channels. You know, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Pay attention to those who are in the process of being on the front line and growing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? It's different for everybody. Possibly, but Tank Ryan has scooped up a lot of race war fans also. Yeah, it was a Black Latino type of deal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Black Latino type of deal. Is T.O. going to turn off black folks and make them not want to watch this fight? Or are they all going to tune in to see if Josh Taylor beat his ass like most people think? Most people don't think Josh Taylor is going to beat him. I don't think Josh Taylor is going to beat T.O. And just because he said what he said, I'm not going up here, you know, pushing for T.O. to lose against Taylor. It's just he's talking some nonsense. He sounds foolish right now. He's just trying to take the hype away from what Tank was able to do in knocking out Ryan Garcia. That's all. He's just trying to take the hype away, man. One thing about black people, you really have to say some crazy for all the black people. Look how many black people was going against Deontay Wilder. The Tank sell. Let me see what Tank. They know race sales. Look what it started already. Absolutely. If you want me to read your comment and you over here on some, you know, rah stuff, put a super chat up in there. Make it worth my while. Or else I'm just going to entertain the members that's always in the chat, not the newcomers who over here for attention. And who want to come over here. Look, they want to come over here with 1,000 questions that they can answer themselves. Hey, this thumbnail right here is reality, bro. This thumbnail right here is reality. Haynes Legacy on deck. Salute to you. Salute to you, Haynes. One love to you, brother. He was Tupac. He was confused. This mother talking about thug life. Why? I feel insulted when people use thug life when it comes to black people in general. Like, thug life is a behavior. It's a set of actions. You know what I'm saying? That's what thug life is to me. It's a set of actions. It's not, you know, black people get offended because when people mention thugs to us, it's almost like, okay, now you're profiling and you're putting a label on us of being thugs. Now you're talking about we're about the life. So I'm a thug and I'm about the life. Thug life. Man, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to True Media Today, USA Boxing, man. Coach Malachi in the building, man. Man, you already know what that live was today, man. Shout out to Desert Storm himself. Timothy Bradley pulled up. Timothy Bradley pulled up like an OG, man. Y'all need to hit the replay on that. Hit the replay on that live. Seriously. Hit the replay, dog. Coach T.O. said some shit a few months back to Jihad when WCS interviewed him. Was bringing up Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, but now he's talking about Top Rank can give the black fighters, can keep the black fighters. Yeah. You know, he say Top Rank can keep them Negroes. You know what I'm saying? And why is it like that? If you have some black history tatted on your chest, Why are you trying to look? The only reason I think he did it because race does sell, especially when it goes in such a it brings about a bulk load of adversity, a large volume of adversity, like it's doing now. And what they wanted to do is to take the attention off the black man that went in there and broke those records. That's all. That's all, man. Look, people are always gonna feel some type of way about who Tank is based off what he does outside the ring and inside the ring. But more so, they would want him to be more invested in outside the ring because they know he's a talented fighter. You know what I'm saying? So they will want him to be outside the ring, getting in trouble, so he won't be able to go in and come up here and break numbers the way he does. You know what I'm saying? He's God bless that man with 5'5.5". And like I always say, man, he gave that man power, dog. He gave him power, for real. He gave him a high sense of intelligence in combat sports, man. Which that's tough in itself. He typed because Tank is. Let me see. He typed because Tank is dumb nigga that can't speak. Yeah, just like Ryan said. Pound for pound, salute to you. He said, WCS, do you think he's upset with Top Rank going all out for Devin and that pissed him off? He can feel some type of way about where Top Rank is with it. It would be extremely childish on Teofimo's part because he was there with Devin's at. I keep this shit as neutral as possible, bro. I said Devin Haney has accomplished something that Teo never accomplished at lightweight. I said that. And Teo and I rock with Teo heavy. I say Devin Haney accomplished what Teo wasn't able to do. Get all the belts. Now, just because people feel some type of way that he's not an exciting fighter, that has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. Would not be fake if he picked up all the belts and all of a sudden I said, oh, I'm a Devin Haney fan. He can feel all he wants about what Top Rank got going on over there. He was once there. He lost his belts. Well, if you was having trouble making weight, you should have moved up to 140 ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of people that feel, okay, no, we can't make this weight. I'm going to move up. They don't hang out. You hung out too long. If he feels some type of way about, the way they pushing black fighters over there. I mean, the weird part about it is that you was there already. So the next black fighters that's coming up, you seem like they're a threat. You feel like they're going to be competition for you. Absolutely, they are. You have a lot of fighters over there. Let's not say they black, man. Like, come on, man. Like, how many divisions are there black fighters across the board like MMA? How many divisions? Name them. Name the divisions where you have multiple black champions. Name them. You want to start at 60? You want to start at 68? 75? We get the 54 and 47. Where else is it? We got to go all the way down here to 35. Who else is doing something? Where is it? Where's all the belts at? 30? I'm telling you, man. Blacks are not saturating the divisions with belts like people think. But then when you get that type of action that's going on with Top Rank, with Shushu, Keyshawn, Jarrett, Delonte Johnson, aka Tiger Johnson. You know what I'm saying? You have all these fighters, Nico Ali, Xander Zayas. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's not act like other fighters didn't come up there and get the accolades. Teofimo wasn't saying anything about Xander Zayas. When he was goddamn being the youngest guy to sign, the youngest boxer to sign, he wasn't on no Malcolm X shit then. Top Rank went out their way to get Devin that fight, and now his next fight will be a pay-per-view. When Teo fought a pay-per-view, his wasn't. Look, if they pushing Devin, they have to. You know, promoters are trying to make money right now. Devin has won the titles, defended the titles. But still, he's playing catch-up to Gervonta, who doesn't have any of Devin titles. The reason why I'm saying catch-up, because his pay-per-view is a reduction comparable to the numbers that you see in front of you. You're talking about $50+ to $80+. Like I say, it's incredible. It's an astounding. I like the positivity of the sport. We've been talking about Crawford Spence for so long, and I still want that fight to happen. But let's talk about the lighter division that's been rocking and rolling for so long. Man, the lightweight division since Lomachenko. We can back it up to Mikey Garcia, dog. We can take that to Mikey Garcia, to Lomachenko, Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? The exchange that happened between Teo and Cambozo, to Devin Haney. The lightweight division has been hot. Gervonta has been switching up in between freaking division, 30, 35, 40. Now he has a breakout, a pay-per-view breakout. Man, come on, bro. This shit is incredible, bro. People don't want to talk about it. They don't want no positive. Like, they don't want stuff they can vibe to in boxing. They always want to talk about stories that's negative, who's getting in trouble, who can't fight, who a bum, who ain't doing this. But listen, that's the format of the sport. You can't get mad because boxing allows so many belts. You can't get mad because boxing allows certain things to take place the way it is. You can't get mad because they got a pound for pound list and nobody knows the criteria. You can't get mad because boxing has a lot of loopholes of certain areas that we admire about boxing, that we don't know what the criteria is. It's no standard operating procedure. Fighters can build up their resumes with gardeners, right? They can build up their resumes with gardeners and get to a certain point where they have to step up their competition. At that point, it's either up to them to change levels or get leveled. They change levels or get leveled. But boxing allows you to face guys off the couch. So why are we complaining that Tank ain't fought nobody? Garcia didn't fight nobody. Who did Teo fight? Was Richard Comey undefeated? No, Masayoshi Nakatani was. He was undefeated. Who did he fight? Come on, man. Everybody think boxing is, supposed to, like they went out there and start sourcing boxers from the Christian Boys Club. And you know what I'm saying? They only picked the elite few after taking them through a rigorous special ops training mission. Man, come on, bro. That's not boxing. Bruce Gas Boxing Jackson Moore. What's good? Salute to yo, G. How you feeling? How you feeling, man? Outlaw Pugilist on deck. He said Tank got to go win some belts. Now explain to me, Pugilist, how he got to win anything. He just won this weekend. Outlaw, you don't see how special that is, bro? Like, bro, come on, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all just want to hate. This is why boxers don't be fucking with us, bro. Like, what can they do to get to be in our good graces, man? What do these boxers have to do? If they sit up here and they're able to maneuver, take a different route to get to the highest point. If they take a different route. I always talk about the WBC tournament that was supposed to happen at the lightweight division. It crumbled. Certain people stayed there as if it was going to happen. Teofimo was smart, him and his team, and went the IBF route. Why are we acting like change doesn't happen in boxing? You just don't want to pay attention to it. It depends on who made the change that you give full credit to. What Tank was able to do, man, why does he need to earn some belts? Let's just say Tank has another pay-per-view and it does even higher numbers and it's not for a championship. No. Let's even say this. What if Tank does another pay-per-view and it's for a championship and he breaks numbers? What are y'all going to do? Oh, well, it's because he was facing Teofimo Lopez, a former undisputed. Okay. So if you're going to use that argument, then it's even more special based off what he just did on the 22nd, because he broke records with a guy who did not have a belt and it wasn't a championship showcase. And that guy, that boxer, Ryan Garcia, wasn't on pay-per-view. Why do we need to go get the belts? Then in one sense, you hear these content creators, the creators, talking about belts don't matter. So why all of a sudden it matter for Tank? He won titles, bro. He won the IBF and the WBA when he was at 130. And then when he moved up to 35 and 40, he won the WBA regular. Blame boxing for allowing that title to be accessible and be labeled and titled as a world championship, that outlaw. Don't blame the fighter. Y'all acting like that man don't have a belt right now. Why are you blaming the fighter? Why are you blaming the fighter? Oscar would pick him up because he probably lost Ryan because of leaving him stranded. They didn't leave him stranded. They just left him abandoned. He wasn't stranded. They just abandoned him. You know what I'm saying? They had to go somewhere and nestle down. They need to hunker down, because it was heat. And then, they end up making it back safely. Wasn't that going to happen to them, bro? What's going on, Knockdown? How you feeling, bro? Knockdown 305 on deck. Did you notice when Teo was talking to Taylor last week in that live, he asked him, do you think we should be in the big room? ESPN cut them quickly when he said that. Listen, hey, I didn't have to really mention that. I put it in my thumbnail. That's all I have to say. I don't have to mention it. I put it in my thumbnail. Teo up here, reciting Black history. Why don't you give people the directions to the Hulu Theater? It's going to look mad funny seeing you fight in the Hulu Theater, bro. And Tank just came off from T-Mobile. And what's crazy, man, the only part I didn't like about this weekend, man, about Tank, he didn't even give us a patented backflip, dog. He didn't even give us a patented backflip. He would have gave the backflip. Oh, my God. I guess that would have been too much at the time, bro, dog. You know what I'm saying? It would have been too much. He would have backflip off. It would have been too much, man. Man, everyone I talked to think Josh Taylor's going to win, but me personally, I got Teo stopping him. It's going to be from legal punches and cut might up. And the cut might open up. They'll stop the fight. 25 years athletic going to be enough for a guy who has been at that weight that long. Inactive, coming off a foot injury. It's over with for Taylor. I think he's going to lose that fight. I'm not sure how, but Teo should show up. I'm going to keep it 100. I got Teo winning that fight with Josh Taylor. And like I said before, the fight that breaks the numbers, and I told you here first, I know it's going to be other people to use. It's all good, man. There ain't no race on this bitch. But the fight that breaks records is Gervonta and Teofimo Lopez. It shatters these numbers. Shatters it. Because both of them going to be talking their trash. Both of them have the resume and portfolio. Both of them has a lot going for them to build up this fight. Both of them. People believe and know for a fact that Teo has more power than Ryan Garcia. Okay. So they know Teo has some power. They definitely know Tank has power. And then when it comes down to boxing, they match up very, very nicely, dog. The word thug originates from a 14th century gang in India that was notorious for robbing travelers. they were called the Thuggies. Okay. Appreciate that, Andrew. Thanks for the education, big dog. Real talk. I'm not even being sarcastic either. Appreciate the education, man. Let me put that up there for a second because T.O. might hit the replay and maybe, he can quote that the next time he see a black fighter. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is his last fight at ESPN. So, on fight week for Josh Taylor, maybe he can quote that. A famous saying is, back in the 14th century, it was a gang in India that was robbing people. And, they call them a thug. The reason why I'm telling you is this: don't let thug life overtake what you're doing as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You got good skills, but you need to clear up all these other areas so you won't be drawn into the thug life. What make you think it's thug? Well, you just between me and you, that's what they said about a lot of black dudes. Knockdown say a lot of riding on this fight for T.O. after his last performance. He has to show well or the end is near. I agree, bro. I told people point blank that T.O. is not going to look like he did it with Sandor Martin. T.O. is a good mind manipulator, man. I'm telling you, he played with people for real. He does things. He's an opportunist. He will get what he's looking for. And putting this controversy out there in light of waiting on Tank's numbers, it's all calculated. Because this, what he's talking about, it's really no sense of urgency to break this type of news. None at all. It's no sense of urgency. None at all, man. I mean, why is he, come up here on social media? Why? Because certain people, to include the one that did the interview, was feeling some type of way that they was considering Tank to be the face of boxing, and T.O. wanted to be in the spot. Period. T.O. wants that spot. I don't blame him. T.O. wants to be with the people cheering on like Tank. Real talk. That's why he mad. And the fact that Tank is black, you know what I'm saying? T.O. will sit up there and say some stuff just like Ryan. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. T.O. will sit up here and try to use intelligence as a way of saying, well, you're not as smart as me. That's why I got a Central Ward and Bud Light. What are your sponsorships? You didn't get your sponsorships to when you had that fight. And this, that, you know what I'm saying? They will always try to use that literacy when it comes to Tank. And all he's going to do is continue to split the ropes and jack the numbers up, man. I see you, NYT. Salute. I'm not sure. Like, I agree with you, Knockdown. That, like, yeah, who you fight matters, but we at a point where boxing is going through a resuscitation. Boxing was damn near on the defibrillator. When it came to 2020, boxing was struggling. Why was boxing struggling so bad? And they've been in existence before MMA. How? A huge part of that is because the sport would never be regulated. So it's working in separate entities, so to speak. It's sectioned. You know what I'm saying? It's certain footprints in boxing that operates independently. The sport never operates off as a solo entity, as an organization. Boxing is not an organization, bro. It's not an organization. If you have a freaking single commission, a president, a governing body, something like that, on a proven authority, a place where you can submit grievances about fights that you feel that it was corrupt or decision was it had some type of damn controversy to it, that it seems like it was corruption, dealing with corruption, you can submit paperwork, then the sport will clean itself up. But no. You try to regulate boxing, people gonna die. Floyd called out T.O. for a reason. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that is the only fight right now that can break these numbers. That's up there. And once again, shout out to Team Davis for a successful fight week. When a team go to a fight week like that, they feel real good about themselves. Hold on for a second. $305. You got a point. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, these individuals are script writers too. I'm telling you all what it is, man. The only fight that's bigger than Tank Ryan is Teofimo. I feel that this is an opportune time in the midst of Tank getting what he's getting for Teo to come out here and act a fool and to cause controversy like that. The big question you got to ask yourself, he's saying that this is the last fight with ESPN coming up in June, coming in June. You got to ask yourself, who is he signing to and why? If he signs over there with Al Haymon, you already know what's going on. That's going to be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Now, don't get ahead of yourself and say, well, this would be perfect for Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. Listen, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is not going to be the co-main event to anybody. I can tell you that right now. And I don't see Tank and whoever he fighting being the co-main event to anybody. That ain't happening. But they can be two big fights close to each other with a pay-per-view in the $80 range to make some very, very good money if they plan the date correctly. If Teo went, why would Teo all of a sudden have a problem with black fighters? Teo is at a point right now, he don't care about being controversial. How did Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather build up? Because Ronda Rousey was talking shit in the media, and truth be told, Conor McGregor started to talk some trash, and people start to believe that he can beat Floyd. And him and Floyd got on the phone with one another. And he said, keep on talking, build it up. And if it gets to a point where really it's going viral and people want to see it, we're gonna fight. And that's exactly what happened. They charged people $100 for a pay-per-view, and they paid it. And look, Floyd made millions. Conor made millions. And Conor's never been the same since that fight. Conor never been the same since that fight. When I say never been the same, he made so much money off that Floyd fight that he was just living that rich, lavish life. He never been the same. It took forever to get Dana White to get him back to the cage. He's never been the same. Never. I mean, fighters dream of linking up like that and making a bag. It is what it is, man. You got me convinced that's a big matchup. It's a big matchup, Andrew. It will look, when I tell you these numbers is coming out, if Tank fight Teofimo Lopez, especially if he goes in there and washes Josh Taylor, it will be one of the biggest fights of this era. I'm telling you, it'll make Canelo Alvarez get off his horse and say, Canelo wouldn't have nothing to say. Seriously. Canelo's probably saying to himself like, damn, he did something I couldn't do. That's crazy, bro. He did something I couldn't do. It changes things, man. It changes things, man. Remember, I put it out there. Teofimo's actions is telling me, And you can ask Blunts. I told him this behind the scene before I even came on live. I said I believe that Teo is turning heel now. Then you're gonna have two fighters that's considered the bad guy, but Tank isn't considered the bad guy right now. Tank is doing, good things, man. Like people looking at him like, damn. All right, I'm saying people still, feel that, some sort of way about him. But I'm saying if Teo start using this Latino against black race sales, this shit is gonna go through the motherfucking sky, bro. If Teo can sell this controversial, him fighting in the Hulu theater, he's mad because Top Rank was pushing the black fighters shit. He go over here, he have a solid showing against Josh Taylor. Bro, this next fight against Gervonta and Teofimo, man, why wouldn't they make it? Teo already lost to Kambosos. Gervonta is already a pay-per-view star. It's only going to go up from there, man. It's only going to go up from there. And this is going to be astronomical. It's going to be astronomical. I never seen a fighter so happy after taking the L as Conor. He did, man. He made millions, bro. And then he got the proper 12 off the ground. And look, he got the proper 12 off the ground, and he ended up selling the proper 12 whiskey. The proper 12, I think it went for like 600 something million or something. I'm not sure, it was like 600, 700 something million. And you trying to tell me Conor ain't look, Conor never looked the same. He look old as shit right now. He was up there becoming a whiskey wino, bro. Man, come on, man. Conor's done aged tremendously, man. That whiskey was good. Shout out to James Gang on deck. For real, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. The next live I do, man, I'm going to have an open panel. I'm not going to do it today because I don't want to just get off. I want to have enough time to really talk about this situation that's going on with Teo. I want to talk about the situation going on with Tank and being that how we might be on the eve of one of the biggest fights outside of what we've been talking about with Crawford. We can't forget about Crawford Spence. We don't know, but goddamn it, right now, this volcano, man, that exploded at T-Mobile, it's gonna be hard to stop that lava. It's gonna be hard to stop the lava, man. Bringing in Crawford Spence, it's gonna be difficult, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be difficult. They're not even in the same weight class either, man. Oh my God. See, that's what happened when you let someone take the lead, man. And I know a lot of these fighters feel stupid. A lot of these damn aerosexuals feel stupid as hell. The reason I'm saying this is that Tank Davis don't have nothing to do with the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford situation. So just think about how little the YTC community put into talking about Tank versus Garcia. Very minimal. They talked about it periodically here and there, but we didn't have channels collaborating together to run smear campaigns on one of supposedly the biggest fight of boxing, and it never happened. But yet you had Tank going there with Ryan Garcia, and barely anybody talked about it, and it did incredible numbers, man. I mean, we had channels talking big on it. I'm just saying it wasn't a smear campaign ran on Tank because, they dare not speak on Garcia. They loved him. If I was to raise my son, I want my son to be just like you. I do. Look at your hair. These motherfuckers up here, they was enamored. They wanted their kids to goddamn live vicariously through Ryan Garcia, bro. We know Mayweather print. We want to see Tank versus top guys, but they're not their formula, not belts. And Knockdown, he has won belts though. I mean, what belts you want him to win? He won the IBF. He won the WBA. What belts do you want him to win? The WBC? Vladimir Klitschko wasn't inclined to have the WBC. He's still a Hall of Famer. He's still considered a legend. I know that's a broad spectrum using that analogy, But I'm just saying, it's fighters up here that never won a certain title, and they're in the Hall of Fame. Seriously. What belt do you want him to win? The WBO and the WBC? What belt what belt does he have to win to basically solidify his greatness? If he's already breached these high numbers on pay-per-view, don't you think him being a pay-per-view king, along with three-weight world champion, he ain't getting in the Hall of Fame? What did Tank say he was already? What did Tank say he was, Knockdown? Tank say he's a legend already, bro. Is he wrong? No, he ain't wrong. He's getting in the Hall of Fame, period. Pay-per-view numbers the way it is, his accomplishments outside of what y'all telling him he needs to do, like he already won titles at 130. Boxing allows him to win the WBA regular titles. So he's won titles at 35 and 40. Devin has all the titles, but his pay-per-view is lower than Tank's. Somebody need to explain that. Somebody needs to explain that. How's that possible? Samar, what's good? W says, I've been saying this before. T.O. took the L against Kambosos. Tank versus T.O. mega fight. Mega money. Absolutely. Salute to Samar Warren in the building. It's a huge fight, man. Huge fight. Yes, sir. It's a huge fight. All you got to do is take a look at this photo right here. And that's all you need to know where we at right now. That's all you need to know. Truth be told. But appreciate y'all, man. Next time I'm definitely gonna have a panel. I just want to discuss, the current state of affairs, man, with this title. Shout out to Team Davis, man. Y'all did it. You know what I'm saying? This is incredible for boxing. T.O., tighten up. You on some bullshit. Leave black people out your mouth. You ain't black. Don't try to educate us on black history. We've been living it our entire lives on this planet. We know what black history is, in and out. Just quoting things and sounding like you're a professor doesn't mean you live black. You lived a day as a black man. So you need to shut the fuck up and focus on your career. You need to focus on Josh Taylor. You need to focus on getting a fight with Tank Davis. That's what you need to do. We don't need to hear all this damn education. I'm woke type shit. You the tree of life. Nigga, okay. All right. You feel that you all that? All right, cool. All right, cool. Leave the black people alone, though. Stop mentioning Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, Martin. Stop it, bro. We had enough activists in our lifetime. Man, y'all hold that shit down. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.